Welcome everybody to today's project update. My name is Victor and I'm the CMO of Merchant Token. Today we will be covering a few points and it's going to be, we will talk about the bridge, we'll talk about the code, we'll talk about the centralized exchange listings. I will talk about some things about myself as well. We will talk about a possibility of giving out a reward to token holders, the website and marketing overall and the current market conditions. Also, I want to keep these as quick and brief as possible. So we'll try to do this project update within 30 minutes and we will not be taking any questions today. Next time we will have a AMA. You can ask the questions and we will do that so that this becomes brief as well. So the first thing I want to talk about myself, as you can see, the video is a bit different here. I don't have a background because at the moment I don't have a background. I am moving to Italy. I have explained this in the previous project update, and I am moving to Italy because my family is there. I don't have anyone here, so I have decided to get my wife and my son and move there. Also, my mom has been having some issues, medical issues, and I want to attend to her. So that's another reason. So I just wanted to kind of like clarify to you. I literally sent even my shirt there, so I don't have much things. And in the next few days, I will be basically moving out. So I might be a bit less active on Telegram, but no worries. By, I would say, Thursday, I should be settled already in there, so everything will go back to normal. I will still try to be as active as I can in there, so just wanted to let you know as well that. Now, moving forward, let's go to the first thing that everybody is asking, and is a bit of a bad news here, but in a certain way is also a good news, and is the code, the source code for the MVP. John, the CEO, has been pushing the developers to try to release as much code as possible, as early as possible. If you remember the conversation that we had with you during the MVP release, literally he said that he was gonna release the code a few hours later that the MVP was released. To be honest, the reason why the code has not yet been released is because it would be too premature for that to happen. As I said, John has been pushing the developers, but the developers basically don't want the code to go out. And we have eventually come out to the solution that we will not be sharing the source code for the MVP as of now. Once we move to the alpha test and we are advanced in the alpha test, then we might release some code. But the reason why we're not doing this is literally two. The first one is security. We don't want the project to be copied. We don't want possible competitors to take advantage of the codes that we have. Therefore, we really want this to be hidden from those people. And the second one, to be honest, is the amount of requests we have got from the community. We shared a link on Twitter for you to go and request test MTOs, which means that you will be able to, kind of like be proactive in the development of the MVP. So you will be able to go and test it and provide your insights on that. We had somewhere around 60 requests only. We were expecting, personally speaking, I was expecting a bit more, but out of those 60, only 10 had a real working test Ethereum address, which means that we don't actually have a big community at the moment of developers behind the project. So again, sharing the source code will not benefit, will not give anything to the community as of now, whether it could potentially give source code to competitors. So we want to avoid that. However, we will be releasing somewhere in between mid-February. I'm expecting that to happen. I would say I will even push it for end of February. We will release the smart contracts for both the automatic dispute management and the manual, so basically the community dispute management. So the the smart contracts for those will definitely come out, and it will come out soon for you to inspect and check. So that's something that you can be looking forward to. But we will not be updating too much on GitHub, at least as of now. Again, the smart contract, yes, but source code will not be coming out. Another really exciting move that I know a lot of you are waiting for is the bridge. So we have decided at the moment that we will not be doing it that ourselves, but we will basically be hiring an external company for it. We have been doing some research, and one of the best around that we have seen is this company here, which is Blockchain X. We have seen that they have quite a good reputation around, and they have and basically also price-wise and performance-wise is quite good. So we are at the final stages of closing the deal with them. We have not yet closed the deal with them, so please be aware of that as well. So it might take a bit longer for that, but as soon as we close the deal, that could take somewhere between 2 months, roughly 2 months, for the bridge to be complete. Technically speaking, on the technical side, just to clarify everything, the bridge itself takes 3 to 4 weeks for the developers to do that. But remember as well that we need to make sure that the smart contract for the bridge and the smart contract for the new blockchain will be safe. So after that is done, we will definitely make some audits on that. Check our developers themselves will do some checks. We will then get it audited. Most likely will be certic as well, so that we have that kind of like safe for you token holders, for you to be able to use the bridge and the new blockchain. At the moment, we have decided to go for Binance Smart Chain, and the reason for that, I understand that there has been a lot of people pushing for a lot of new blockchains that are right now, and I think every blockchain out there has its pros and cons. There are a lot of people that push towards certain blockchains rather than others because of scalability, or because of the fast transaction, or because they are actually getting hype right now. But the reason why we at the moment have chosen, and again, this is not definitive, but this is basically what we're moving forward with at the moment, is because Binance Smart Chain, it has cheap gas fees. Well, that's what we want. We will be moving from $40 to $50 or even $100 transaction to less than $1 transaction, and that is a cheap transaction gas fees. So that will allow a lot of people to even buy an DCA, even $100 into MTO. And the second, very, very most important, is that we have come to realize that the 95% or even 90 to 95% of the token holders of MTO, they are not very, very tech savvy or crypto savvy. So for us to have to teach someone again to use a new blockchain, to use to create the network and update it on their like MetaMask, for instance, to give an example, if they have not used that in the past, then that could create a problem for the project, which basically what we're trying to do here by creating the blockchain is tapping into a new user base. That's what we're trying to do here. So that's the whole point. There is a lot of people. Binance Smart Chain is one of the biggest smart chains out there after Ethereum, that will basically allow people to buy and sell in a decentralized exchange, and at the same time has low gas fees. And the majority of our users, we know that they use Binance Smart Chain as well. So we have decided to go for that as well at the moment. There could be the possibility, I'm not denying it here, that we could have a second bridge. Personally speaking, like technically speaking, it is not a big deal and it's not expensive. The problem is liquidity, because we have to add liquidity into the Binance Smart Chain. So if we go for PancakeSwap, let's say we have to add liquidity in there. I have had some conversations with someone in Telegram saying, but you're not actually spending money, you're putting it there, which kind of like, it is still there, it's still the company's. And yes, it is true, the money in the liquidity pool is of the person or the company who actually puts the liquidity. But because we are actually opening liquidity into a blockchain, it means that liquidity will be locked there indefinitely. So that's money that we cannot actually tap into. And we have said this time and time again, the funds are to be used for the development of the project. Remember, once MEO, so the blockchain of merchant token, comes to life, the blockchain itself will have bridges, or it will be able to be used with other and multiple chains. So again, do not panic. The current bridge is solely to allow low gas transaction fees. Remember as well that you will still need to send or to swap your tokens from the Ethereum blockchain to the Binance Smart Chain. So if you're not planning to sell it or use them, I would advise you to just keep them there. But anyway, I will definitely cover this up more in the future. So you will still have to pay the gas fees for the first transaction. But then once you have the tokens in the Binance Smart Chain, it will be a lot easier for that. Hopefully, by us having the new bridge, it will allow a lot more people to DCA, and therefore the volume should increase as well. On that, I wanted to move into the centralized listing, centralized exchanges listing. And basically, we have recently listed into HotBit. So we will be basically, we are trading already. There are 3 pairs in there, which is Bitcoin, USDT, and Ethereum. So you can go there and use it, as the majority of the community actually ask for it. We do have another centralized exchange coming at the end of February. We have not signed the agreement yet, but everything is kind of like talked to. If I have to be honest, we are also considering the possibility. At the moment is scheduled to be listed at the end of the month, at the end of February, but we are planning, we are considering the possibility to moving that to a moment in the market where we will see a better a better conversion into that. The listing into Bittrex, it is quite expensive. So we want to make sure that we are actually getting the most of it. To give you an example, we listed on HotBit and we didn't see much volume coming in. We didn't see much price action on that point. Yes, we are tapping into a new audience right now that we need to kind of like work on as well, but this is what we're getting. So we're not getting too much price action on that, and we want to make sure that we are listing at the right times. So again, still wait for the Bittrex listing at the end of the month, but just for you to know that it could be postponed, or at least a few weeks again, so maybe it will be pushed down to mid-March. We are just trying to time up the market. Look at Bitcoin, it is kind of recovered in the last few days, but we are still in a downtrend, and there is the possibility that Bitcoin could not recover up until the end of the year. And if that happens, again, listing in a centralized exchange that is very big and very expensive, it might not be the right move at the moment right now. We are still looking into options as well. So maybe we will not be listing, maybe we'll be signing the contract and asking them to list us, I don't know, in the near future. And in the meantime, we go for a smaller exchange, or maybe we will pause that. But I just wanted to let you know that this is at the moment something that could be revised following the market trend. And it's the same that I wanted to discuss with marketing. With the current market trend, we are not seeing any conversion whatsoever in the ads that we put out there. Like I have been using YouTube ads, Google ads, we have been using influencers, and we don't see this conversion, because when we actually started the marketing, the whole market kind of like collapsed. And because it's bleeding, we don't have many conversions at the moment. So again, we will still keep doing minimum marketing, which is, I wouldn't even call it marketing, but raising awareness against the project, because we want to get big investors that are gonna come and get a lot of tokens and hold them for the long term. If I have to be honest, personally speaking, I believe that we are on sale. This price here, considering the total the total supply and the circulating supply, it is, I cannot give price predictions, but personally speaking, I feel it's a great place where to start holding your tokens if you want to start into merchant token, considering what we're planning to build. So just wanted to touch bases on that for you to be updated into what the marketing will look like in the next few weeks. Remember as well that there is marketing with a HotBit. We do have an AMA coming with them. I have postponed that to next week once I'm settled back in Italy. There will be a trading competition and other stuff as well. There will be a video coming from their side as well. They have posters on their Twitter and on their website and on their banners and all these kind of things. So again, there is marketing in there. We are just not seeing certain conversion, and I believe again strongly that is due to the fact that that the current market trend is going down as well. So something I really wanted to clarify on this, the fact that the market trend is going down, that doesn't mean that you should despair. It is a great opportunity for you to DCA, and it's the same thing that I would say to myself, and again, not financial advice, but for this project, again, for any other project. You can never time the market, so you can never buy at the bottom, but DCAing is a good way of actually buying into a project. So just wanted to leave that out there. And again, remember guys, this is not financial advice, and we cannot give price predictions on this project because we own it basically. Another thing, we have had a lot of people asking for us to reward the token holders that has been with us from the very beginning. And it has always been in the back of my mind. We can actually see two things, which is by rewarding the token holders, usually people use that as either airdrops or staking. Unfortunately, none of those options is available for merchant token. The first one, because I find that airdropping is just completely useless. It is giving away tokens for free that are gonna be dumped. So it just doesn't make sense for the overall community. It's not an advantage to give tokens away for free. Staking could be a solution for this, but unfortunately, legally speaking, we cannot adopt that solution because again, and I have said this over and over again, HIPS itself is a entity that is very, very regulated in the financial and payments market. So adding staking will make MTO become an asset that can be then legally binded by certain by certain regions, and that could just slow us down in the process of development. However, we are looking into other ways on which we can actually lock huge amount of tokens. So for you guys to lock your tokens in certain smart contracts for a certain period of times, we're talking about a year, maybe a year or somewhere around there. And at the same time get some sort of reward. Again, it's not going to be MTOs, it's not going to be tokens, so you're not going to be staking it, but we're looking into that. And the reason why we're looking into that, because first of all, yes, we do want to reward you as a community for you to feel that, we care about you, because we really do. But most importantly as well, it is a two-way advantage, because by you locking your tokens that you're locking for a certain amount of time, first of all, you're not going to be tempted into selling it, but most importantly, by reducing the total circulating supply even further than what it is now, then and increasing, of course, the demand, because by us doing certain rewards, people are going to want to jump in. We will be releasing soon, hopefully, if everything goes well, we will be releasing partnerships as well. I'm expecting that to be end of Q1, beginning of Q2 at least. I have seen that the overall trend has improved with the community. So that I will be pushing for us to be releasing that information, but at this point it will be released again in key moments, because again the partnership that we have already signed, it is quite huge, and I want to use that to our advantage. So I was looking into the possibility of releasing this reward system that we're working on and the partnership all together to boost again the demand and people, you know, getting excited and hyped for the project. Also, if at that time we will have even more progress into the development, that will create even more hype, and hopefully we will have even more push into the overall project itself. So I really wanted to focus on that. And last but not least is the website. So the website should be released end of February. I want to clarify this. We are saying Q1 because I want to make sure that everything is ready and that we have, you know, the new roadmap and everything done. But technically speaking, the website itself should be ready somewhere around next week. Internally, we are not going to be releasing it yet because we have to go and double check that everything that is written there is correct. We have to, every time we do a modification, that modification has to be looked into by the lawyers and make sure that we are not saying and we're not writing down something in there that cannot be that cannot be shared with the world, you know, and that information in there as well. So very, very important. So it will take a few weeks for us to make sure that we process all of that. However, by the end of the month, hopefully, but definitely by the end of Q1, we will have a new website with a new roadmap as well, where you can actually see what we're looking into in terms of marketing and what we're looking into in terms of the overall development of the project. On that note, I want to say that we are looking to do something. The idea of the releasing of the roadmap will be somewhere in between the Cardano ecosystem, that they have levels that they achieve, and once they achieve it, or once they are releasing, they will basically say what they're working on. So every level will know what we're working on basically, and when in general terms, we will not be sharing specific dates, but it will be more like a guideline, like I would say 2022, 2023, end of the year, Q1, you know, something very broad. And again, because we are doing project updates every 2 weeks, you will always be updated on what's happening, but certain key dates will not be shared until we are completely sure that we can share them, because we have seen how disruptive something like that can be. So really important for you guys to be waiting for the new website and the website and the roadmap. Also, we will make a competition and we'll ask one of the senior committee members to actually do it on Telegram for you to provide names for these stages. We're planning to do something that it will require at least 5 to 6 stages. For the development of the project. So you can come up with ideas on do that, and the one that we will actually pick will win basically, and we will give out a prize. And if there is another one that we like that might not be picked for different kind of reasons, we will select maybe a top 1, 2, and 3 of the options that you guys have given us. So join the Telegram. I will actually put it at the end of this video in the links below, the official Telegram, so you can actually go and join, and you can let us know as well what are your ideas on how we should name these stages that we will live through basically to advance on the project. On that note, I want to close by next week there will not be an AMA. We will keep the project updates as we discussed every 2 weeks, so every other week. So far, I have been doing an AMA in between, which I am not gonna do this next week, and the reason why I was doing it is because I felt that there was that lack of communication that needed to be addressed at the beginning, but at this point I have seen we don't see many people joining the live streams or commenting on the live streams, because I think we are over communicating at this point. So I feel that at 2 weeks, basically keeping the 2 weeks updates, but instead of doing project updates, we will do AMA and then a project update on the next following, on 2 weeks after. Then that will be the best option for that. So they will also create a bit more of suspense for the community itself. Bear in mind that if there is a good update that we need to talk about, we will share it on the AMA. Or on the project update, and on the AMA you will be able to ask questions that will be answered on the project update to the 2 weeks later. So that's again, and also remember guys, I'm always active on Telegram, so you can go there and comment and ask questions if you have any questions, and if there is anything that is more technical, at that point I will ask the developers, but usually everything that comes on the project update is basically what we have been working on so far, like today's project update. Anyway, guys, as I say, today I will not be reading the comments or questions because I want to keep this as close as possible, and it's already almost 30 minutes and I really want to keep it this way. The reason for this is because a lot of people that will watch or have the opportunity to watch these project updates, as soon as they see 40 minutes, 50 minutes video, they might not click on it. And we want to get the community itself more informed and keep everybody informed about the project itself. So at this point, I'm just gonna thank you all for being here and for watching this video, and I want to see you soon. Bye bye everyone.